So to start off, why don't you tell us who you are and where we are?
Yeah, so we're in North Cowichan, just on Vancouver Island. My name is John from Foragers Galley, which is a small-scale mushroom farm. We produce many fresh mushrooms and grow-at-home kits, which we supply all across Canada and the US. And yeah, we can find our mushroom kits online through our website, foragersgalley.com, and also through over 450 retailers across the US and Canada.
So can you tell us a bit about the history of Foragers Galley? Sort of how did you guys get started? How did you kind of get from where you were when you started to where you are today?
Yeah, certainly. So essentially it was a passion project to start with. So my business partner, Brendan Harris and Janusz Urban, used to go in the wild, and they come from culinary backgrounds, and we used to go and try and find as many wild forage foods as we could on Vancouver Island, and started documenting them. That kind of quickly got drawn towards mushrooms, which is something that's a big, bountiful kind of wild food. We have some amazing varieties of on Vancouver Island, and then yeah, it kind of evolved after being a passion project. We kind of tried our hand at growing them, and that kind of really snowballed and got us where we are today.
Can you tell us a bit about where the name Foragers Galley came from?
Yeah, so essentially the original kind of adventures that were getting documented were via a sailboat. So we used to sail around the Gulf Islands and kind of stop in local farms in the Gulf Islands and kind of forage around there. So the galley is the kind of name of a kitchen on a boat. So it's just the forager's kitchen, I guess, but with a bit of a nautical spin to it.
Can you tell us a bit about the mushroom cultivation process? Or how do you start with like some tiny little spores and turn them into the amazing mushrooms that you see behind you?
Yeah, so it's very finicky crop, I guess. So it's a very challenging crop to grow, but also very practical on space and water consumption. So we kind of grow, a few 100 pounds a week of, highly nutritious, kind of protein heavy, kind of produce that has pretty low input, but it's challenging. A lot of it's indoor sterile work in laboratories. We kind of creating a base medium that's sterile, so it takes a lot of energy to kind of cook out any other kind of living organisms or bacteria before we introduce the mushroom culture. And then the big thing is the shelf life. So essentially, shelf life is so short on mushrooms, we kind of have to sell them within around 24 hours of harvesting them, which is quite the feat. We have a squash or a pumpkin, we've got a few months to sell that.
So can you tell me why you wanted to start your business here in the Cowichan Valley? Plenty other places in the world where you can grow mushrooms. What was it about this place that kind of drew you to it?
Yeah, so essentially we started off in Victoria, but then we kind of just found ourselves coming further north on the island every year, and decided we just loved it up here in this area a lot more, and we wanted a bit more space. And it's a very tight-knit community, a big agricultural background in the area, which we kind of like being a part of. And yeah, it's been crucial to the success of our business, is moving to a place like this.
So what are some of your sort of hopes and aspirations for Foragers Galley in the future? And kind of what else are you hoping to see grow up around you in terms of the broader kind of agricultural and culinary communities here?
Yeah, so I think that we definitely want to continue scaling our production. I think that because of the shelf life of the product, it's better served by kind of smaller operations that serve their kind of local community. So we would like to kind of scale up with the farmers around us, continue kind of accessing the new options. I know there's a new kind of community kitchen that we'd like to use. There's the farmers markets in various areas around here, which we've done, and just to continue kind of supporting one another through this process, because the food security is a big, serious issue, and it's a great.
How would you say that, the local community, in terms of, what's going on in the culinary scene and the agricultural scene, how has that kind of benefited you guys, and how have you sort of been able to sort of interface with that stuff?
We had a lot of support from, the various kind of produce kind of retailers around, and various other retailers that carry our products. There's a huge support. Everyone kind of really has a kind of community focus, and kind of takes care of each other. People kind of ask where you're from, and I think it's of great importance to people to kind of support their local community.
So, who are a few of the local retailers that sell your grow at home kits, and who are some of the restaurants where people maybe could go to try your products on a plate?
Yeah, so our grow home kits are available in Duncan. We sell them through Buckerfields. We also sell them through Plentiful, which is seasonally. For our fresh mushrooms, we sell them through the Community Farm Store and Old Farm Market, as well as Sweet Meadows Market down in Mill Bay. And then for the restaurants we supply, we have House of Boatang in Langford, Aura, which is down in James Bay, and then also Morning People, it's a breakfast food truck in Cook Street. So, yeah.
Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
So when you're not growing mushrooms, what else do you enjoy about the Cowichan Valley? What else do you like to get out and do and see and explore?
So I'm big into kind of adventuring the woods. I love the environment around here, so definitely doing lots of kind of mountain bike riding or trail riding, taking my dog out for big missions, exploring all the rivers and lakes that we have to offer. So yeah, it's mainly outdoorsy things. Also, yeah, love sailing and boating, and some of the best in the world here.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very cool. So we've got somebody new with us here. Can you introduce yourself?
My name's Janu Sherbin, and I am a member of Foragers Galley as well.
Awesome. What are each of your sort of favorite ways to consume the mushrooms that you guys grow here? Do you have like a favorite recipe? Do you like just snacking on them raw? Like, you got the mushrooms at home. What are you gonna do with them?
We get asked this question a lot because people think that we do all kinds of crazy things with mushrooms, and for sure there are cool things that you can do and all kinds of interesting techniques. And certain mushrooms lend themselves to certain kind of flavors or kind of cuisines. But fried up, butter, garlic, oil, some onions, whatever your favorite herbs are, it's kind of like, there's a reason that everyone says that. It's because it's so good. And that's generally what we do.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I mean, we experiment with certain ones. Like I do like an oyster mushroom calamari, I think is delicious and superior to squid. We like to do like a big shawarma out of oyster mushrooms as well. Or lion's mane crab cakes is another kind of interesting use of it. So yeah, they're so versatile, and they're really sponges for any marinades or any flavors that you add to them. So it's a pretty interesting product to play with.
Amazing.